would have done a lot of things differently. And I think that's the year, because you always continue learning year after year after year. You learn a lot, but I would say the first year is the year that I learned the most.
Do you
And yeah, definitely.
So you graduated with a business degree,
Yes.
and then you got your master's in Spanish?
Well, I graduated with my business degree, and then I started working in the private sector. I moved to the United States, and I started working as a teacher at the same time that I started pursuing my alternative certification
Oh,
to
okay.
become a teacher.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, teaching was always on the back of my head. I wanted, when I started college, I wanted to go to education, but my father didn't let me.
Oh,
I know.
I'm sorry.
He was like, no.
Is he okay with you teaching now?
Oh, yeah, totally. The thing is, they sent me from Mexico to the United States to study, and he was like, I'm not gonna spend so much
Yeah.
money sending you as an international student to American school so
Yeah.
you can become a teacher. And because in Mexico, the teachers,
Yeah.
they don't make anything.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna start yourself, I don't think so. You're gonna do something that is gonna give you, that is
profit,
gonna
yeah.
pay you well.
Yeah.
But now that I became a teacher, because it was when I came back, after I graduated, I went back to Mexico, and then in 2001, I came back to the United States. And I went to Region 12. I remember going like, oh, how can I become a substitute? I've always wanted to teach, but I know at least I can be a substitute. And they realized I had a degree, and they were like, no, you can teach.
Yeah.
And then they talked me into the alternative certification program. That was
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. So, what resources, things people helped you get through your first year of teaching?
Okay. First of all, there was a teacher. She's my friend, up to date, and I'm not gonna lie to you because I have her picture right there on the apple.
Have you
That's her.
updated those since I graduated?
Some of them,
Yeah.
yeah, some of them. But she's the one on the apple
Oh,
frame. That's my first friend in the teaching environment, Patricia Miss Govea. Okay, the school that I started working on, it was two schools operating in the same building. And she was the Spanish teacher for one of the schools, and I was hired as a Spanish teacher for the other school. So they were working together because the building on this other school was not ready yet. And she was a gift sent to me because I have no idea. Like I told you, I was, I grew up with my grandmother, and she was a school teacher, and I knew a lot, but I was very ignorant about, American education, the school system here, how different it was from Mexico. So a lot of things I was very ignorant of. She was the one that walked me through everything. She taught me how to do my lesson plans. I learned more from her than I actually did on the alternative certification program.
Yeah.
A lot. She taught me how to handle discipline, the middle school kids, how they push.
Did you start teaching middle school?
In middle school, yeah. I did 3 years in middle school. She gave me all the resources. I remember back then we used to do our grade books by hand.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the 6 weeks or 9 weeks, I don't remember anymore because it's been so long, we had to go on a computer lab, all the teachers, and start putting our grades on a system that the printers were archaic. And she taught me all of that. I was a quick learner though. I have to give myself that, but she was the one that.
And that was all within the first year.
The first year.
Yeah, she was kind of your mentor doing that. But were you doing it by yourself, and then she was just a teacher like on the other building?
Well, we were in the same building. And when I knew she was the other Spanish teacher and that she was gonna go very soon, I went and like, you gotta help me before you go. I'm totally new. No, new, and I don't know anything. And she was very understanding. She was very sweet. We're friends up to.
That's good. That's really cool.
She was very nice.
Following on to like the behavioral issues, how do you handle like a student with maybe a behavioral issue, or maybe who doesn't really follow the rules whenever you direct them to do something?
One thing, okay, day by day, when the years pass and you become better at that, handling,
Yeah.
you get a lot of experience on that. But one thing that I understood from the beginning, especially when you work in low socioeconomical schools, with schools that have a lot of low socioeconomical status kids. If you don't get their hearts, you don't get their minds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to give you a lot of behavioral problems. So you have to talk to the kid. You have to know how to get to the kid and put it in your side, and make sure that the kid feels safe, that the kid knows that there's going to be a consequence, but also that you are not extremely strict, that you can also make learning fun, and that they can trust you, because otherwise you're not going to be able to teach them because they're close to you and they're just like, will reject you. So that's been my main thing, like get to know the kids, allow them to know you and know that even when you're a scary grandma, that you're mad, and I used to remind them of their moms, not anymore. Now I look more like grandma.
Oh, no.
But they know I mean no harm. That if I'm mad with them, it's going to be for a reason, and they're going to have to respond to me because they're going to have a reward, and they're going to, they feel safe. Even when I'm mad, when I'm correcting them, they feel that they're safe, that it's not going to be the end, and they don't have to be defensive, that they know. I think that's been the main thing. Me worrying a lot about they feel safe in my classroom.
And that's one thing that I always liked about your classroom. I always felt like there was like a comfort to it. So I kind of fell in love with it, and I kind of really embraced that, and I wanted to do that same thing to other students. Like I really wanted to form a safe space for them, just like you did for many of the students, and I was one of them. So I felt really lucky that I was in your classroom for so long.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, that's because I always liked the creations. I always liked like the low lighting. I always liked that it wasn't as stressful in this classroom as it was in other classrooms, which it wasn't necessarily like because this class was easier. It was just because the environment was more welcoming. So I really appreciate that.
You don't feel like you're going to be judged, or you're going to be classified as this or that. I mean, no judgment. I'm just like, we're here to learn, to make mistakes, to have fun, to wonder about a lot of things that we never thought about,
Yeah. And I think that's also really important because Spanish is a very hard thing to overcome, and I think you can get very judged, especially in this location, about how you speak it and how you pronounce things. And so I think that's really important to do with students, to provide them a really safe space like that. Okay, so when did you realize that this is what you wanted to do for the rest of your life?
It's like I said, I wanted to be a teacher. My father said no, and I was like, okay, I was compliant. I understood. But the first time that I had the opportunity, I kind of like look for it, because I could have worked anywhere, or I was looking for a part-time job, so I was like, substitute. If I'm a substitute, that would be really nice, because I really wanted to go that way, but the first, I think at the end of the first year I was teaching, I was just like, I was super tired, that tired that you feel satisfied, at the end of the school year. It looked forever. It took every bit of energy and sleepless nights, trying to accomplish everything, and frustration, everything that I went through. But at the end of the school year, I was like, okay, I was so tired. But I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back. I love this.
Another round, another one. And it's really, I think it's nice that you actually do get a small break in between each year. That way you get to refresh and then come back. So that's really nice. What do your lesson plans look like? And have they changed throughout the years?
Oh, they do. Now my lesson plans look more like College Board. They're based pretty much a lot on on College Board because I only teach AP classes,
Mm-hmm.
my AP4 and my AP5 language and literature.
Mm-hmm.
So they're based a lot on College Board because I have to. It's very tied to it. There's
Yeah.
very room for me to put things. But because I have to follow it and it takes a lot to cover
Mhm.
everything. And of course, they always have a lot more material that you really need. I don't have to
Mhm.
cover all the material, but the units, yes, I do.
Yeah.
So it hardly gives me time, but yeah, pretty
Did
much.
you have a choice within to teach that or to teach like lower level Spanish?
Oh, I guess they give me if I want the choice,
Yeah.
but I don't, that's all I want to teach.
Okay.
I have worked so hard. I don't remember that. I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning I had just like one AP4 class and one
Mhm.
AP5, and the rest were like native speakers and regular
Yeah.
Spanish too. I have been working really hard to increase the numbers of my
Mhm.
classes, so I end up with only AP classes.
Yeah.
Cordova teaches native speakers.
Oh, he teaches native speakers now. That's good. And you told me that your classes are, over the numbers, so I think that's good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right?
that's a really big enrollment.
Yeah.
I
Do
think
you-
the biggest in the district. We have it here,
Really?
and the better passing rates in the
Wow.
district.
You've
Yes.
told us that before. I thought that was really cool.
I like to brag. Well, this I want them to know where they're going. You're the best, and because the year before they were, and the year before, and you're not gonna be the exemption, and you're gonna get there. Be confident because you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
And they do. They always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like harder to manage like a larger classroom?
No, I don't have disciplinary problems. My problem is like having more than 150 students.
Yeah.
The grading is killing me.
Yeah.
I mean, the grading is killing me.
It's a lot of essays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So a lot of the work that we do peer grading,
Mhm.
peer editing, because I don't have time to go through every single thing. Like
Yeah.
I have to give priority to the essays, to the short answers in literature.
Mhm.
That whatever is multiple choice, okay, we're gonna pass it to a classmate, and we're gonna grade it real quick, and we're gonna use the honor system.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna help your partner.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Uh-huh.
But it's daily grades. I do that with daily grades.
The daily grades.
Mhm.
Do you have to like with the specific essays? Do you grade those like when it's like the final version, or do you only do peer editing?
For the essays?
Yeah, for the essays.
No, for the essays, the peer editing, it doesn't count. They just can do it,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't count. What counts is only my grade.
Okay.
My-
Oh, okay.
the
So
grade
they
that I
just kind of
give
help
them.
them because I am going through like literature classes and my
Uh-huh.
writing classes, and it's like that process of like we do like the bosquejo and then the borrador, and then we do the final thing,
Mhm.
but it's all in steps, and like I don't, and like we do have like peer editing stuff, and it does count towards our grade, but I was just wondering if you do like the final cut or if you just do like
I do the final thing.
yeah.
Because, I'm an AP reader also,
Mhm.
so I give them a real AP grade at the end. That, they go through the process. They have to take their notes, they have to do their rough draft, and they have to do their final.
Mhm.
And before they do their final, when they do the rough draft, I tell them to exchange papers,
Mhm.
But at the end, I just give them a grade, and usually I don't do corrections on their.
Mhm. Too much.
But I there's no time. I mean, there's
Yeah.
too many. I give him a real AP grade, that like the grade that I
Yeah.
would give him if I get that essay at the AP reading,
Mhm.
and that helps them a lot. Even
Yeah.
though once I give them from 1 to 5,
Mhm.
what they will get. Of course, I'm not gonna translate exactly to the grade book.
Mhm.
Like if they get a 4, that would be like an 80. I don't give them an 80 for a 4. A 4 is really good. So
Mhm.
I have my own scale to translate the
Yeah.
AP grade to the grade book, which is in the benefits.
Mhm.
But the kids see the real grade, and I think that's important for them to know the real grade. Because that's what at the end that's what the class is all about. To pass that exam.
Yeah. At the
And get a
end.
good grade on it.
Yeah.
Not only pass it, but get a good grade.
Yeah, I wish I would have taken more AP classes because I would have gotten more college credit, especially in Spanish. but I didn't. I only took one. But it's okay. I mean, it still gave me credit.
How many
so.
grades did they give you?
They gave me 3, so I got to skip all the way to intermediate Spanish, and then intermediate Spanish I just took it winter semester and May semester, so it wasn't horrible. I didn't have to take a whole semester on Spanish. But one thing I did like have to struggle with is mi gramática, with my accents. My accents are a big issue, so I'm still struggling with that. But yeah, that's the only thing. Okay, so do you have any teacher horror stories?
Horror stories?
Yeah, like something that like it's funny or something that like you didn't imagine happening in the classroom.
Well, my horror stories is on things that you cannot control. You
Yeah.
know, like a fight in your classroom.
Yeah.
Long and we had a fight yesterday.
Yeah.
A really bad one on the
Oh,
hallway.
really? In
with
this one
another
right here?
teacher.
Yeah.
In this hallway with another teacher. It's been years since I don't have none
fight?
of those
Yeah.
occur. But in my first years, I had a fight, a girl's fight, and
Mhm.
I tried to stop it. I got in the middle, and you don't do that as
Yeah.
a teacher, never. I end up like a piñata. You know, they kick me and punch me. Like, but I was in the middle of two girls. The girls don't stop at nothing.
Yeah.
So
Girls are aggressive.
that's one of my horror stories. But I couldn't control that. You know, the
Yeah.
girls were determined to fight, and no matter what you do. And I guess it does because I haven't had a fight ever again since then. But still, that doesn't save me from it. It's not about you. You don't control totally those things. You know. That's I see it. I still see it as an external thing, you know, the fights. But it's been a long time, a long time.
Since I was in your classroom. That's good. Yeah. I'm really afraid of like something, not like that happening, but something, you know, just like out of the ordinary, just like happening and like me not knowing what to do. I don't know. What would you do like in situations that like, I don't know. I don't have an example because I don't think I've really been through it. So like, let's say like a fight breaks out. Who do you call? What do you do?
For all those, there's a process for all those.
Okay.
A fight breaks up and if you can and the kids are listening to you, you use your voice, right? If they're not responding to your voices, don't get into it. Just call the office, call 0 and get help. Call for a code rate, and that's what we call it here. A fight is a code rate. And they will come. They'll come.
Okay.
If there's a male teacher around, or start like using your voice like loud, stop, things like help, and they will come to you. There's a lot of male teachers are certified and they can restrain kids. Fire drill, you get all the training. There's procedures for every single situation. You know, drugs. If you have something, send an email. If you see kid with drugs, send an email or just send a text message or just grab the phone and give a code and they will send someone to you. What else? This is a super safe school. I don't feel like even though like it happens, like I said yesterday, we had a big fight on the hall, well, in a classroom across my classroom. I want to give support to the teacher. I have to do my class and go see how she was doing and wait for the APs to show up. But you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just, because I know I don't have, or at least I don't think I do, like, yet, like, that control over a large group of people, especially, I think I have a fear of, like, teenagers, because I know they can be a little bit, you know, out there sometimes, but I think I'll be fine. It's just, like, that fear of, like, not having gone through it yet, and, like, me needing to be in the classroom and feeling comfortable, and feeling like I do have a bit of power and a bit of like a control, you know, over the classroom. But that's just my fear. That's just my personal like. But I think everything else is fine. Like everything else I feel fine about. But yeah. Another thing that I've kind of always wanted to have is like a work-life balance. Do you have managed to have that like throughout the years?
I have to, and that's one of the things that you have to learn on your first year or your first years, you know, to balance that, because family is very important, and you cannot. I mean, this is a very absorbing
Yeah.
line of work. That if you don't put your limits, it can become an issue. Because you're never gonna feel like you did everything. Never
Yeah.
gonna feel like, oh, I'm 100% prepared. I'm 100% efficient. I mean, you're working with human beings, and there's always gonna be room for improvement, doing things better, doing a little bit more. Always. So you have to put a stuff. One of the things that I learned to do was like, do not take any work home. So it's better for me if I have to stay a little longer than taking the job to my house.
Yeah.
Especially when my kids were little.
Yeah.
Now they're grown up and they're gone for the most part. So.
Oh, they're already in college. Yeah.
The youngest one is 20.
20?
Uh-huh.
Oh wow, I'm
The
20.
youngest one. You're 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my youngest
Yeah.
one, and then Alain is 22, and Claudia is 30. So, and Claudia's gone.
Yeah. Does she still have her job? I think you told me she got a job at Whataburger. Right?
Yeah. Well, she resigned in March because she's finishing in December. She's finishing her master's.
Oh, okay.
So she quit, and she's concentrating on her business and her master's because she's getting married next year.
Oh wow.
She has a balloon business.
Yeah.
Yeah, those balloons that for parties and decoration, the garlands of balloons. She does really pretty stuff.
That's really cool. I never knew anyone who did that. That's really cool.
She was always kind of crafty, and
Yeah.
artsy.
And that's good. She gets to mix both of them, like both business and both the craft part. That's really cool.
And that gives her a lot of time to work on her what do you call it, dissertation?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyways, but you don't take work home. That's the one thing, and the other thing that and I think we all teachers are guilty. Like, how am I going to be absent? It's like, I cannot miss school, and don't do that. If you have to, I mean, nothing is going to happen. If you have to take care of your family, of your person, that's why you have some sick days. Take them and don't feel guilty, because then you'll pay the price, and it's sad. Nothing is going to happen. You can take care of yourself, take care of your family, and take care of your work.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy for you to go on extremes, and this is a very absorbing line of job.
Yeah, and I remember, because I used to be in theater, and I remember just being here until like, I don't know, 5 or 6 sometimes, and then still seeing teachers like working, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Going to the restroom.
Yeah.
You go class after class, and you don't go to the restroom, and all new teachers, they got a lot of urinary tract infections.
Oh my God.
Because you don't go.
Yeah.
You don't go to the restroom. You're
Yeah.
holding it because you're too busy.
Yeah.
You have to push yourself and make yourself go. Even if
Yeah.
you have to call the office. If you work with little kids, you cannot leave them unattended, so you have to call the office for assistance every time you need to go. Well, do it, because that's what it's for.
And I've thought about that, like emergencies, like, you feel nauseous or you're being sick and you just have to be at work, and, how do you manage, like, leaving the classroom for like 5 minutes and then coming back and then continuing, because they're waiting on you. Like, yeah. And then you're also limited on how much time you have with them every day. So.
Yeah, you learn how to, deal with all that, and when it happens, because I guess it has happened to all of us, all kind of stuff, you deal with it, and you set your priorities, and you have to keep in mind, okay, this is not the end of the world. I have to balance it, and I have to keep perspective. Yeah, that's very important.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, that's your advice. So I just have one more. In your opinion, what is the best part about teaching?
The kids.
The kids. Yeah.
The kids. Yeah, the kids. Totally.
Yeah,
they're so cute and so funny. They make you mad, but they're eager to learn, and seeing the satisfaction of them learning and doing well, and feeling successful, that has no price. The kids is the best thing.
Yeah.
Not adults.
Yeah.
Kids.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I think that's it.